Hey, what's good? It's Chef Shaiheem. I'm black, and I am a chef, and an entrepreneur, and an inventor, and I am one of the Black and Unlimited Digital Development Program creators.
Like magic gave me unlimited.
Growing up in the Southern home, my grandmother was always cooking for everybody. It did not matter if people were just coming into town, if we were getting in from church, just whatever. She was always feeding everybody. And no plate was complete without macaroni and cheese. So we're gonna make my famous 5-cheese mac. Let's chop it up. So we've gone ahead and already prepped up a lot of our things. We've gone ahead and gotten our cheeses taken care of. So we have a block of Oaxaca, a block of mild cheddar, sharp cheddar. We have some non-smoked provolone as well as Gouda. We have about a third of those cheeses set off to the side to be used in the mix, and then we left the remaining cheeses over to the side, and that's gonna be the top for us. I've already gone ahead and prepared 3 pounds of rigatoni pasta, and I've set to the side a half cup of pasta water for our sauce. So we're gonna go ahead and get our rigatoni pasta that we went ahead and prepped, and we're going to go ahead and transfer this into our large mixing bowl. And once you finish this, you're gonna go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. So we're gonna go ahead and start off by adding in some butter. We're gonna add this right into our pasta. We wanna add that in there while it is still warm. This is going to help stop the pasta from bloating. And we wanna just make sure we get that mixed around a good amount so we can get the butter actually melted. So now that we've gone ahead and gotten our pasta all coated with that butter, we're gonna go ahead and start adding in everything else. Have a little secret here. French onion dip, and I know it is probably a little off the wall, but it really adds such an amazing flavor profile to the macaroni and cheese, and I'm all about making a dish that when people eat it, it makes them say, what's in there? So we're gonna go ahead and add that in there as well. So we're gonna make sure that we get that all mixed around and get it evenly coated the same way we did with the butter. Next, we're gonna go ahead and go in with the spices. So I have a teaspoon of pink salt, I have some garlic pepper and some smoked paprika. We're gonna go ahead and add that in there. We're gonna go ahead and also add in some onion powder, and we're gonna add in some nutmeg as well. Now, some of these things you can go ahead and eyeball with the seasonings. I'll be honest, I sprinkle until the ancestors tell me to stop, but with the nutmeg, it is a very powerful spice. You wanna be very cautious about how much you put in there. After we go ahead and get that taken care of, we're gonna go ahead and add in a teaspoon of stone ground mustard. Just another one of those little pops of, what is that in there? So once again, we're gonna go ahead and get that all mixed together, and then we're gonna go ahead and start going in with our cheeses. So I have here some Oaxaca cheese. We're gonna go ahead and add that in there. We're gonna also go in with some provolone, non-smoked once again, because we don't want that smokiness to overpower the dish. We're gonna go in with some Gouda, also non-smoked. We are going to add in, just for some balance, some both mild cheddar as well as sharp cheddar. Just go ahead and throw those in there as well. Okay, and like I said, we'll go in once again and make sure we go through here and get this all nice and mixed up. And then we'll just go in here. I have a half of a cup of half and half. If you need a little bit more added, if you want a little bit of a looser sauce texture for your dish, but if not, half a cup is fine. So we'll go ahead and add that in as well. So I want to make sure we get all this cheese all up throughout the bowl. We do finally have our cheese and the pasta all mixed together. We're going to begin transferring that to our greased baking dish. We are going to do it in layers. And this is just us creating our first layer. Now we're gonna go ahead and take that remaining cheese that we left over from earlier, and it doesn't matter, it can be all mixed up, it's fine, it's all going in, and we're just gonna make sure that we sprinkle a good, even, generous amount across the top of that. And then we're going to go back in for our second layer, put that right on top, and then we're gonna go back in with those remaining cheeses for the top, for our crust, before we go ahead and get this bad boy in the oven. So, old school trick. We're gonna cover this with foil before we pop this bad boy in the oven, and the reason why this is really important is that it's gonna create a tent for our macaroni and cheese to make sure that the cheese does not dry out while it's in the oven. Now that we have our macaroni and cheese covered, we're gonna go ahead and get this into our 350 degree oven for about 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and take the cover off, and we're going to crank the oven up to 375 for about 10 to 15 minutes, or until it gets to that nice golden bubbly brown that you love, that we all love. Now, y'all know this is a black household, so y'all already know I was cleaning while it was cooking, but I think it's about time to go ahead and get it out the oven. You already know how we do, so we're always going to add a little bit of parsley to everything just to make it a little fancy. Every single time, never fails. Now I'm about to get into this. That make no sense. Stay black and unlimited.